Hi, all freeze cracked. Hey, got another crazy idea. Got this little weird nodule, and I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Got to try, and I haven't hit today yet, so everything is uncertain, and trying to do some stuff here to get things arranged. Like pretty good material, of course. I say of course because sometimes the little nodules are the good ones. You might ask why I hit that hard. This is a real challenge piece because, I mean, with that big curve and all, there just isn't a lot of room, the thickness. There just isn't a lot of room to try and get a point. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of, you know. So, my concept is first and foremost to be quite aggressive, because if I'm not, I'll probably lose the game. I don't like losing. Which makes it kind of silly that I choose these kind of rocks, but this is problematic right here. That was real risky, and it did go fairly low, but it's not near the, it's not at the middle. Had failing pieces. This end was just kind of made unstable when whatever happened to it happened to it. That blew that whole, there was a crack in there, just blew that whole thing off. So there goes some of my length from that crack. I mean, I don't like that stuff, but I don't get overly upset about it because what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. Oh, but that crack looks like it might go deeper. I'm almost seeing some. I'm almost seeing what looks like it running down on in. So. Might be losing before we start. We'll see. This might help, no. Maybe not. Might be okay. Way it is muggy, and it's supposed to rain all week. That was a compromise because I would have liked to run that flake on down, but I was on Cortex. And I'm trying not to do a lot of beveling or anything that wastes head. See what I'm trying to do here, okay, see that little diamond is all that's left there. So all of this, if you look at it, it all happens down to near the center line, but it's not really into the center line. So the achievements that have been made there were not at the expense of length or width. And that one, you know, that platform looked kind of okay. So I decided to do what I could with it. I definitely don't consider all opportunities the same. There are just some of them where I really feel like I regret it if I didn't achieve much, and others it's like I don't try because it's not gonna work and I know it. That ran all the way down. Okay, I'm just fiddling around here. I'm not achieving anything, so I need to focus. And do something. And this is a problem because that's a nice ridge. My platform is a little offline. And it's kind of chattered over there, so we'll try offline. Didn't work. Broken, hinged upward, so now it's all damaged. In here. You know, I'm just gonna step over here though. No point in overthinking it. Okay, so this is coming down semi-nicely. I could knock this end off, but with that big old rounded end like that, it's somewhat questionable as to what exactly it'll do. And I don't really like uncertainty with these size rocks. So I'm gonna try and hit across here first and see what happens. And put a little bit of pressure on that to where it sinks. So that helps me because now I can get into this and it's not a question at all because I just do a little dink down and I can come back along that ridge or whatever. Anyway, it's a lot more sure what's gonna happen than it was. If you want to, you can take a little solid. Just a little dink down. No problem, no weirdness. Of course, that doesn't guarantee that I'm gonna do anything good, but I do have these two potential things. This is a little low right in there. And it died right in there. I mean, I went for it, but it wasn't really a grand idea. This, on the other hand, is along a ridge. So in doing this, we did create a big platform there. And I don't know to what extent, when I was trying to undercut this to make a thick flake, it would run down here fine, but this is an issue. Because if I don't sink it, if I don't get it pretty darn low, it's not gonna undercut that. So this is one of them wish me luck kind of deals. That wasn't horrible, but I got a pretty big bulb from the force of the swing. And this is actually real good flint right out here. A darker flint. A darker flint right there is really good, and so it's way softer. So the issue there is simply that I stole for myself the opportunity to come right back with another hit in that same spot, but it's no big deal. Still, I just, I know it seemed like everything is wild and hard swings, but it needs to be, in my opinion, because it just needs to be. So we have this right in there. A little bit hard to get on, a little bit weird angle. And for some reason, I just completely missed it. I had not done any hitting before I started this today. And yesterday rained, so I didn't do anything. I'm just a little bit uncoordinated today. I can feel it. I got real attuned to that stuff back when my son was playing baseball, and I used to do a lot of stuff with him and helping other kids. And some days you just felt different and a little uncoordinated, and you had to adjust your sights. You're throwing a little off. Of course, I didn't try and do much there because of the cortex. And I was just turning that edge anyway, because I got a big old humpy hump right here. I still got cortex that I'm going to be hitting on. And I'm hitting on the end, so I am kind of cognizant of that and try to be careful. That's not a bad result, though, considering I was hitting on cortex. I mean, I did get it flat and run straight out and set myself up potentially a few more flakes. Hang it. Well, I caught it thin. It ran all the way over here, but I just barely caught that. That was better. I'm basically just trying to make two flat planes on both sides and be able to work them down towards each other. Maybe. I'm going to be real dependent upon indirect for this, though. Yes, we are just having some things kind of go okay so far. I haven't lost too much. And this is got a little issue there. I don't know how I'm going to get on this. I got on it, but not exactly right. But oh well. Nibbles, not nibbles, but baby skimmers. Just skimming it. Now we've got this side a little bit. We just got a little hump here that we need to cut off. One of the problems that I have that I frequently do is I get real focused on dealing with contours, and I don't early on start really working toward the overall shape and picture of the biface. you know, like where's the point in here and what is the point and how can you efficiently start working toward the actual point without wasting time saving material that isn't needing to be saved in the long run and isn't going to be used, and like I've said before, taking long distance shots when you don't have to. If you have plenty of rock to be able to do what you need to do, then don't try and save extra just because you can. Unless there's something uncertain about, you know, the rock. If you don't know for sure what you're dealing with yet and worried about some aspect of it, you can be conservative, but sometimes you can be overly conservative and be trying to take 3-inch flakes when you only need, you know, making a 1-inch wide point doesn't make, probably isn't in your best interest. That's a flat overshot that sunk a tiny bit at the end, which I should have sunk it more. But I didn't. This is kind of an issue. I do need all that. I mean, I need to not lose that width that I more or less have to lose. I should have, see again here I'm not thinking, I should have set up to bring this in a little bit, get this right and try and do exclusive overshots to save all of that, so I'd be straightening this somewhat. And not losing any width over here when I take the shots. I probably can do some stuff on this thing with indirect, but the issue becomes one of, hang on, I'm thinking. The issue becomes one of really needing to control the outcome. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, that's not right, so I have to hit the other way first. Get over here first. I'm hopeful that I can, this is, you got thickness, I'm hopeful I can do a little good right here. Well, I did good, but it went over here because of that little cut in. Instead of running wide and taking off part of this, it thinned out and rolled out. So I did some good for the face here, but for the end, but I didn't do good for helping with this. But I did raise this up a little bit, which was the main goal, the main necessity. Because now that's turned. I don't know, man. Wish me something. I'm going to put a little pressure on the back here and see what happens. Dadgummit. Well, I took a little bit of it off, but not enough. That was kind of a clunky thing. For some reason, I thought too much on that. I was like, oh my God, they're watching me, I'm probably gonna screw this up. But here's my second chance. I don't like the location of that platform though. That gum. Okay, that did better. I sunk that one. That one ran straight over here, and I did sink that one a fair amount. You can see how it cut off some of that. I didn't sink it real good, but it was waving, so I sunk it about as much as I could without having it get too squirrely. And then this isn't good at all because it just doesn't look strong, but we'll try it. And it died right in there. It tried to kick it. Oh, there's a seam there. There's a little seam right in there. So I guess that wasn't going anywhere. All right. I'm talking too much. I'll be right back.